Good morning, traders. This is Shegun Chart 247. I train traders how to trade in harmony with the market. So today, I just want to do a quick roundup on the US dollar, Japanese yen, and the pound US dollar. So the week so far, basically, we've had the Bank of Japan policy rate this morning. Okay, and the monetary policy statement as well has been released, and the governor of the Bank of Japan is saying the economy is recovering moderately, although there's room for improvement. So we have seen that on the chart as well. So if we look at the 4-hour chart, okay, a couple of things for those that have been watching some of my posts. We can see this thing started from here after the Japanese yen has been basically slammed for months and weeks and years actually, because the trend in the JPY, let's remove all this drawing. It's very important when we do something like this. The trend in the US dollar Japanese yen, look at that. After we bottomed out in 2021, okay, the rally was magnificent. The first sign of weakness, we had a low in 23 and that price rallied. If you look at this from the point of view of a daily chart, okay, this will be a what we call a normal correction, okay, because you can see the last structure is there, followed by a completed wave structure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is a reset of a trend. However, the pain that this rally has caused in the Japanese yen is actually more deeper than this, okay, and that's why when we started to see the strong decline and the persistency of downside directional move, we have to trade what we see. Okay, the idea is where we are right now. From my analysis on Tuesday, we should still be looking for a new lower low below the current price, because from our analysis, the wave structure is still to the downside. We have a 0 to 1 followed by 2, which gave us an extended move, and this is 3. So we've seen the manipulation 4. Okay, manipulated is high and we're expecting 5. So today, because I've tried not to draw the Fibonacci from on this chart for the last, I think, 3 updates that I did on the 4-hour chart, because I wasn't sure whether this thing is ready or not. But from what we can see in the last 2 or 3 sessions, okay, especially after the news, this 4 is valid. We've seen a lower low after this high, okay, like ABC. The 4 is actually giving us extension as well, which is cool, because if we count it 0, 1, 2, 3, then we are seeing the pullback and we should see the continuation. So for me, I like to do something like this. Okay, it's just a way of looking at which area, okay, are the likely area. So this is the first target based on this Fibonacci, the way we like to use it. And it is not that 100% this will happen, but when you have something in trading, literally you only need something that gives you high probability of what you're expecting to happen. I'll probably say 60 times out of 100 times, or 6 out of 10 times. That is an edge, and that is why we use the Fibonacci. It doesn't mean it is a bang on certainty that it's going to happen that way, but we have an area that we are looking for as expectation. And the last 2 times we've used the Fibonacci on the US dollar Japanese yen, not on the 4 hours, on the 15 minutes chart, it has been really consistent. So idea is to look for selling opportunity where we are right now, for price to break the low, because this is 3. Now I can draw the 3 and add the probability to this 3. We have, based on the wave structure, 3 gives us more than 70% probability. In this case is a low of a lower low. Oops. That is one of the key things that we look for in the pairs that we trade. There's a caveat to this trade, okay? And I'm going to say it here. I'm not going to go on the 15 minutes chart or 1 hour chart. I've done enough of that this week. We have to keep an eye on this pair, okay? Let's hide the drawing so that we can see where we are right now, okay? What I have counted is 0, 1, 2, 3. If price for any reason should come above this 143.95, selling this is no longer an advisable trade, okay? Based on what we have seen, we've come above the structure twice. Once, second time failed. This will be the third failure. That should be enough. Technically, because this is a trend and this is a failure, this is a failure, you should not get more than 3 failures. If it starts to break above here, this thing is going to aim for a higher structure, okay? So that is the only thing, and immediately we know if we take any sell from here, this will be our stop loss here, the high of 143.93. So that is the US dollar Japanese yen. I don't want to say much more than that. We want to sell a continuation in the US dollar Japanese yen, and the stop loss that we are looking, the area of failure is the 143.94.6. The next one I'm going to do, pound US dollar. I posted a trade late afternoon yesterday in the pound US dollar short setup. That didn't last, okay? We actually we got into profits because I did a live on it, and before posting it here, and this one I can do this one on the 4 hours, then we look at it on the 15 minutes chart. This is a momentum high here, this high. So the idea that we were looking at yesterday was we had this huge pain that took place after the news yesterday, during the news, and the price came down, and we had a close below it. I'm just explaining some of the thinking, okay? We had a close, the same thing yesterday. We had a break higher of the momentum high. We had a close lower, okay? And that, for me, when we have two setups, especially on a key level like this, it is significant. When the price will turn, we don't know. That means every signal, every trade we have, especially from 15 minutes chart, we have to take those trades, because trading is not about feelings. I can't say, oh, I feel like I have to take this, or no. Sometimes we do that, okay, but with good reason, okay, because what you don't want to do is to get into habit of picking and choosing, okay. When we have a method, when we have a strategy or an edge, and that edge is present in the market, you have to take those trades, because you do not know which one will give you a big win, and you do not know which one will give you a small win. That means every time you have an edge in the market, you have to take those trades. And part of trading is having losing position, okay. So based on this information yesterday, so I'm gonna go on to the 15 minutes chart, then explain the reason we took a short. Okay, let's enable the drawings, okay. It's the trade is still there. So we had a completed wave structure to the upside, and we had this here gave us a nice confirmation. We have a change of character, pullback, break of structure, a retest that did not close above. So technically this is wave structure 2. Even after traveling above or trading above this high, it came down and it broke the previous higher low. That is where we entered the trade. We had a retest and a continuation. And I remember posting the trade. This is a technical stop loss here, but your conservative stop loss is if the price come above here. It didn't take an hour after I posted the trade. We closed the trade because if you look at this candle, that was a losing trade, about 15 pips. If you look at this candle here, it came from here and it closed above this low and the major momentum high. That in itself, we didn't buy it, but that could have been a reversal of the trade. But I don't feel comfortable because I have a wave structure that is counting down here. So eventually you can see this morning they've taken the high, okay, and that is where we are currently. So how do we make sense of what is going on? I'm going to delete all these drawings, okay, because that has done its job. Okay, what I want to do, especially for today, is Friday. We have the Canadian Macklem is speaking. We have the core retail sales in the Canada and the retail sales. There's nothing else that is happening in terms of major economic news for today. Okay, so where we are right now, the pound US dollar has broken higher. That is what we see. Okay, that is what we can see. This is a momentum high. Okay, and price has closed above these two false break that I was referring to earlier. Okay, so we may have a pullback, but now where we are right now, I'm not going to look for selling opportunity. I will wait for a pullback and buy in the direction of this break. The For me, the highest probability trade is still the US dollar Japanese yen. This one is playing nicely in the way we expected it to play. Let's go on the 15-minute chart, even though I don't want to do that, but you can see what we are talking about. We started talking about this trade 2 days ago, and I said I didn't buy this. Okay, I did not buy because I was expecting a failure. And you can watch those ideas. We're probably going to gain more information. Where is it? This one here, awaiting the market confirmation. This one here, because I said based on this, we were expecting this from the beginning of the week. That was the best trade we took this week. That one there gave us a nice profit, and you can see all this one. I didn't get involved here, but we have seen the first failure. This technically, no, if you call this a failure, we can call this a failure. We now have a lower low, and this is what I was referring to. See how clear this is on the 15-minute chart. And where we are right now, I'm going to look for selling opportunity from this area. Okay, looking to use this high. Very important. 143.95 is my stop loss. That is it, guys. That's the last post for this week. It has been a good week. We have a lot of information going into next week regarding the US dollar Japanese yen. The dollar yen is the key pair for all the yen pairs. You might have some pairs like CAD yen that are stronger in terms of the way they move. Instead of making a lower high, CAD yen will break a high, which is good because after a higher high has been broken and the dollar yen is failing to make the higher high, that is once there is a weakness in the Canadian or the pound or the euro, you can use those minor pairs to actually use them you can trade them using the US dollar Japanese yen if you don't like trading the US dollar Japanese yen as the indicator for those pairs. So that is that for this week. Today is the 20th of September 2024. My name is Shogun Chat 247, and I wish you a good weekend and hope to catch you guys next week. Have a blessed weekend.